PSA Loaded, man. It's your boy, 3-Letter Man. Subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram. Y'all see where to follow your boy at. Hit the like button also. I appreciate that, man. Y'all see the title of this one, boy. Let's talk about it. We are talking LL Cool J. We are talking Ladies Love Cool J. We are talking James Todd Smith. We are talking 80s hip-hop, 90s, going to the 2000s. Even though LL did drop an album this year, produced by Q-Tip. I didn't like the album too much, respectfully. But I think I'm at liberty and a person who lived through the 80s to talk about LL Cool J. One of these niggas that just coming on here that didn't live in 1985 and did not see LL journey through hip-hop. The Kango hat's not showing his head, the one pants leg up and everything like that. Of course, man. The fact that I Need Love in the 80s, what that song meant in the 80s, especially if you had a little shorty, little girlfriend at the time, or either junior high school, whatever, what that song meant. But let's talk about this, man. So LL Cool J was on some dweebs podcast. I don't know who these white guys are. A lot of y'all rappers be going to these white boys. I don't be knowing their credentials when it come to hip-hop. LL, with all due respect, if you come to my show, you have a more in-depth conversation. Neither here nor there. But welcome me right quick in my chic Luch voice while we talk about LL Cool J and some of the claims that he made. Now, am I an LL Cool J fan? Of course. That's my era. Okay? We're talking LL Cool J, Houdini, Fat Boys, UTFO, Grandmaster Flash, Run DMC, Beastie Boys. We're talking Big Daddy Kane, Slick Rick, Rakim, Can, KRS, G-Rap, MC Light, Rob Bass, Special Ed. The list goes on and on in the 80s. And I always say this. For whatever reason in hip-hop, we glorify the 90s and the mixtape era as the golden era, especially 90s anyway, as the golden era of hip-hop, and act like the 80s never mattered. And I have a real problem with that when people try to shun or to spit on the 80s like it didn't happen. Only the 90s count, right? Whatever. We're not doing that today. We're sticking 80s. Even though we can talk about the 90s also because LL did merge in each era. Think about that for a second. The man came out in 1985. I cannot live without my radio. And it's still relevant to a degree, big degree, in hip-hop. Now, let's talk about some of the claims that LL has said this. Now, LL says he's the most important rapper of all time. Depends who you ask, right? Because I did a blog a couple years ago. It's on this channel right now. You can plug it in, PSA Reloaded. Snoop Dogg. I said Snoop Dogg is probably the most popular rapper of all time. Of all time, I felt. The same way I said Snoop is a household name in hip-hop, you can say the same thing about LL Cool J. Look at all the people LL has surpassed. Right? Now, is he the most important person? I don't think you can just put that claim on just one person. You can't put that on just one person because there's a multitude of people that it's like the hip-hop House of Representatives, right? LL has a house. This person has a house. Everyone has a house. You know what I'm saying? If you talk about the 80s, Too Short, NWA, all these brothers, right? Uncle Luke in Miami at the time. Everybody has a house in hip-hop, right? So to anoint LL the most important rapper of all time, he's one of them. And some of the claims he said, you can't really disagree with fully, right? Now, he was reading off his accolades, saying he's being the first rapper to do love songs, rock the jewelry, champagne, business acumen, and stuff like that. Now, for me, as a youngin' coming up, to go to the jewelry conversation right quick, I can't say LL was the first person that I looked at and said, hey, I want to rock a Dookie chain. I got to give that to Run DMC. For me, my era coming up, I got to give it to Run DMC. I'm talking about Adidas, no laces, and the Dookie rope chains. I'm sorry, Run DMC for me as a youngin' coming up, that's who I used to look at like, dang. Now, obviously Run DMC is two people, R.I.P. Jam Master Jay, you know, you got Ralph and Daryl McDaniels and everything like that, the conglomerate Run DMC. So to me, they're important also. A lot of people are important now. This is where it gets dicey in a second. I'll get into that in a minute. So I just can't anoint one person the most important person rap of all time. Right? Because you can make the argument the first artist on Def Jam if you want to go into that bag, acting and stuff like that. LL says, I'm going to humbly say this. LL, there's nothing humbly about you, brother. I mean, you're the same guy that said that you cannot do it. You didn't want to do a verses against KRS-One. You didn't want to do a verses with Busta Rhymes. I still got issues with that, LL. I got to be honest with you, my dude. I didn't like the fact that you act like you was too good to do a verses against KRS-One or Busta Rhymes. Now, if you want to say the matchup was kind of weird, okay, fine. If LL is not the person that, whatever. Now, I don't know how Drake and Ja Rule, those other brothers who, he laid the blueprint down for these brothers to make those kind of songs. You can say that. You can truly say that. Right? 14 platinum albums. 14 platinum albums by LL Cool J. The GOAT terminology. Listen, he was the first brother that was talking that GOAT-ish. Before Hov, before Biggie, King of New York and all that. Even though I thought LL started the GOAT talk, I thought Biggie, in terms of King of New York, started really running with that kind of rampant and stuff like that. You dig what I'm saying? Bad boy image. Did LL give me that bad boy image? I mean, because he lift weights and everything, he rap in the shirt on and everything like that. I don't know, brother. If the bad boy street image, I never looked at LL as a street dude, so I don't know if that's where he's going to the bad boy image. I don't know. I wish he, talked about that a little bit more. What do you mean by bad boy image? Because I would like to know more context behind that. Wouldn't bad boy image streetwise? I mean, you didn't give me more bad boy image more than Rakim, I would say, or G-Rap. Or Schoolie D or some shit like that. I don't know. Bad Boy Image. We want Bad Boy Image. Schoolie D's really the first gangster rapper, whatever, right? We're here now. I'm not saying LL is wrong, but he ain't right all the way. For me, I can't anoint this one person that. You feel me? Now, if you're a youngin' under 35 or something like that, you're probably not going to jack that. You're probably going to look at LL like, oh, head, what are you talking about? You're looking for validation and stuff like that. Let us be the one to anoint that and say that about you. But here's the thing. If you don't say what you did in hip-hop, if you don't say your accolades and what you brought to the culture, sometimes people won't speak up for you. Or they wait till you pass away, then they want to throw all this issue. Oh, he meant this, he did this. And then your accolades mean something, right? So sometimes you got to speak for yourself. It's a slippery slope at times, right? Now, I would say this about LL. Real quick, in terms of impact, very much impact. Now, did he change the game? You can say that, but I would say this. Rakim, in my opinion, yes, Rakim Allah. I felt Rakim changed the game. I thought it wasn't LL, it wasn't Fat Boys, it wasn't Run DMC to a degree, but I thought I'm going solo artists, because it seemed like in the early 80s, everybody was before LL was like in a group, damn near. UTFO, Beastie Boys, who else? Houdini, Grandmaster Flash and the Furious, like, you know what I'm saying? So, in terms of changing the game, how people rapped, like, I gotta say this, Rakim has more sons walking around these streets than LL, I think. Nas, you heard of Nas Jones? I mean, come on, brother, respectfully, Now, here's what I'm gonna give LL his flowers in this, and I have to give him flowers on this. Shout out to Rakim, shout out to Kane, shout out to KRS, shout out to Slick Rick, right? Because if you want to say those are leaders of the new school in the 80s and stuff like that, I would say this, let's take our time. Rakim, to me, didn't really flourish like that in the 90s, respectfully. He didn't. Yeah, he dropped the 18th letter in 97 and all that, late 90s move. In the 90s, he didn't really, he didn't really flourish like that. Kane, too. Kane to me, did not flourish in the 90s like that. I'm sorry. Kane started making love songs. Always like, someone said like Chocolate for War. That's common sense, right? What's the name of the album? Hold on, bro. Hold on, my bad. I got a brain fart here. I've been listening to hip hop since the 80s. I got to make sure I'm on point. What was the name of the LL Big Daddy Kane project, bro? Taste Prince of Darkness or something? Yeah, Prince of Darkness and shit. He was in that bag. He was doing videos of Big Daddy Kane and stuff like that. He looked kind of crazy with the purple outfit in the Don't Curse video with Heavy D and the boys. But whatever, Big Daddy Kane, we love you. Slick Rick damn sure did not flourish in the 90s. He did not flourish in the 90s. LL flourished in the 90s. KRS-One flourished in the 90s. I'm going to keep it tall. Yes, both of those brothers did. Now, LL flourished in the 2000s also. So in a way, he could talk that talk. Because he did flourish in the 80s, 90s, and still relevant in the 2000 era. He was. You know what I mean? Reinvented himself. How many times LL Cool J have to reinvent himself? I mean, we're keeping it tall. Now, is he the most influential rapper of all time? I don't know if I got him on Tupac. In terms of being influential, I don't know if I got LL Cool J in the bag of a Tupac in terms of being influential. Rakim can be influential also, right? Now, the young generation, LL, you got to remember this now. They probably don't know your music and catalog like that. They probably know NCIS or some shit like that. But they don't know Big Old Bud and Candy and Bristol Hotel. They don't know them kind of joints and shit like that. You dig what I'm saying? They didn't buy Mama Said Knock You Out. They didn't buy that. You know what I mean? So, did you come off a little bit narcissistic in a way? You probably did to some people, brother. To some people, you probably did. Right? Now, I understand if you don't say it. Like I said, other people won't say it for you. But I get it. Now, Cannabis did say one time, LL, 99% of your fans wear high heels. But it's cool, though, because a lot of us dudes didn't rock with you. And in terms of rapping, man, let's keep it real, man. LL can do the love songs, but he can also get into that bag of rapping also. Let's be honest, 4, 3, 2, 1, his verse on there, You're Naive Incompetence, and Crush My Dominance and all that. Even though I did not like him videotaping the conversation with him and Cannabis did. I didn't like that at all, brother. That was kind of whack. I low-key get Archie Bunker off for that. I did not like recording people's conversations. You and 50 Cent, 50 did the Young Buck, and you did it to Cannabis. I don't know if that's some Queens thing or whatever, cool. But the brother wasn't all the way wrong, man. LL is a GOAT. LL is one of the greatest rappers of all time. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. So, like I said, you can't kill LL for what he's saying because he's not all the way wrong. He's not. You know what I mean? So it is what it is, man. Leave comments on the bottom, man. Tell me what y'all think. LL Cool J say he's the most important rapper of all time, man. It's your boy 3. Come on.